Okay, we are live. Well, sort of. Anyway, I had to redo my video. I don't like that I had to redo my video, but unfortunately my phone died, and for some reason I didn't have volume. Oh well. All right, so video take 2. Anyway, I'm here in Ridgeland, South Carolina, doing some more flying adventure. Yay! I'm so excited about that. Almost psyched myself out this morning, but I made it past there. Had lots of encouragement and lots of support, which is the best that you could ask for. And so I did 2 successful tows and just banged out my landings, stuck my landings, if you want to go into gymnastics talk. But I stuck my landing and I was able to turn and kite my wing down like I'm supposed to, which was just the most amazing and best feeling I could ever have had. But as for this video is basically to announce that I have finally released my first ever thriller. Sorry, brain just went. My hair is wet because I went swimming after a successful day of getting into the air and sweating badly. Because it is very hot. Funny part about it is it was really only 76 degrees this morning when we were out there, but at the same time it was, we were dripping with sweat. It was hot. So, but it was fun nonetheless. But back to the topic, Pensaré is my thriller that I just released, and I actually started this story as a entry to a James Patterson contest after attending his online course that I had a friend suggest to me and encourage me to do. And it was an amazing feeling, sitting through, watching his class, listening to him talk about, different techniques that he uses, different tricks that he has. And the best part about it was, for me, was realizing some of the things he was talking about I was already doing without even realizing that those were good things to be doing. So I was ecstatic about that. The one thing he did talk about doing that I just, and it goes along with the whole premise of making lists and everything. I am not a list maker. I cannot follow lists. I can make a list, and I'll tell you right now, I walk out of the house and forget the list. Even when I put the list on my phone, I don't necessarily, when I'm in the store, think to look at it. So the list really doesn't do me much good, even though everybody keeps telling me, make a list, make a list, make a list. My brain doesn't work that way, unfortunately. As hard as I try to make it do that, it just does not. Sorry. Switched the table and my laptop started shaking. Sorry about that. But anyway, so, he was talking about how you kind of make a path for yourself, outlining your story. Well, I tried it while I was going through the class. I did exactly as he instructed. I, did the outline all the way through. But, and he even said, once you make the outline, doesn't make it concrete. It's just a matter of, it tries to keep you in line, following, so that the story progresses in the right way, which, is a great idea. However, for me, mine, it flowed and it went in the right direction. It just didn't flow in the outline that I had placed for it. But I did stick to the parameters, even though I didn't win the contest. Entering it was still, out of my box, stepping outside my comfort zone. And I did that. So it was a good thing. It was a very, very good thing. And despite not winning, I still had several people encourage me to go ahead and finish the book regardless. And see where it goes. Well, it's been a long time coming. I want to say it's probably been about 3 years since I started the book, started the story to begin with the James Patterson class and everything. So from start to finish, this one probably took me, I would say, definitely 3 years, easy. Between the editing corrections, and the time in between where I finished the book and was finishing another book editing process. So I didn't give it to the editor right away. I waited because I wanted to get the third book to my series out, to my romance series out, before I started focusing on this book. And in the process of focusing on this book, I started a second mystery thriller. Now, I don't know how many other authors write different genres, but I have found that my writing for my thriller is different than writing for my romance. It's now, as far as how I write, I believe it's still the same, as far as I'm very vivid with my descriptions, as I was told by a reader the other day. I was talking with her, and she was like, "Yeah, you're very, very vivid." So I'm taking that as a positive thing, because then you feel like you're part of the story, and that's my goal, is for my readers to feel like they're part of the story. They're not just reading it, because that's what I like. I like to feel like I'm in the story, and as I'm writing it, I pretty much am, because the characters come alive in my head and talk to me, and I dream about them. I dream about the storyline. And so basically, some parts of my story actually are things that I have dreamt about when thinking about the story. But my favorite part is where the story just kind of takes on a life of its own and just guides me. And I don't know how many other authors, have that feeling, but to me, that feels like I'm telling the right story. Because if I'm having to force what I'm writing, then that's not what I should be writing. And that's why I've actually got one book in my romance series that I'm still in the process of writing, because I've set it down, because I can't. It's not. I wouldn't necessarily say a writer's block, but it may be. It's more of the story's just not flowing, and I don't like forcing it. So I've stepped away and started writing my other thriller, which just kind of came to me in a rush. And so I sat down and I started writing. But I've kind of stepped away from that because I started back on the editing process, because I apparently challenged my editor, funny thing, by saying I caught up to my editor. I was so excited. Well, yeah, she turned around and ended up editing probably 10 chapters that very next day, and then finished the rest of them. She's like, "So who's caught up with who now?" Yeah, so that was a lot of fun, but I kept it myself, and I made myself finish the editing corrections. And so Monday of this week, August, I can't remember the date. Today is I can't remember. It's Thursday, but this past Monday, I released it, and it is available, and I will post the link for the book at the bottom of this video, so that you can go and get your copy if you want to choose, or you can just take a look at it and read the back of the book and see if you're even interested. It is, like I said, it's a mystery thriller. It's just something that I came up with and wanted to try, so This is my first attempt, my second book. I'm not sticking to the parameters like I did with the first one, only because I wasn't given any parameters, because this was my choice. So, you know, this first one, I'm very excited to finally have out and have finished, and I feel really, really good about it. And I'm from the beta readers that I have had read the book and have spoken with since they've read the book, have all loved the book. They were very, very impressed and very proud of me. So I'm very excited to put it out here, and yes, that's putting a little bit of myself out here. And you know, you got to have a thick skin if you're going to do something like this. So if you're going to bring it. I can take it. But I think you'll like the book. Everyone who's read it so far has really enjoyed it. So go ahead, click the link and take a look and see what you think. All right. Talk to you soon.